Hey third graders, this week we're going to work on multiplication. Today we're going to multiply at least two-digit numbers using lattice. So some of you I know are really good at using lattice, some of you are getting there. I'm just going to do a quick review to make sure we all remember or can get a place to try and figure out how to use lattice to do 2 by 2 or bigger multiplication problems. All right, first problem. 34 times 52. So first thing I want you to do is make your lattice box for 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is 4, right? So there's going to be 4 little squares inside this bigger square, or rectangles if it's not too precise. Anyway, make something that looks like this. It looks like a window to me. So first make your window, then we'll put our numbers down. Okay, those are the numbers, so that's what I'm going to put down on my lattice. So back to my window, 34 on top, 52 on the side. Make yours look like mine. Got it? Good. Next step. Back 34, 52. Notice what I just added. A green diagonal line. So for each 1, 2, 3, 4 squares that you make, divide them in half. And I'm using different colors to try to show you the step by step. Okay, so make sure your little board or your piece of paper or your square, your lattice square, looks just like mine, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, my first move is, it's really 34 times 52, but my first thought is 5 times 4. What's 5 times 4? That's my first step. This number times that number. Well, 5 times 4 is 20, 2 digits, so I put the 10 number in the top, the ones place in the bottom, 20, just like that. So my next move, now I already used 5 times 4, so now I'm going to take 5 times 3 and write that number right next to it. And I'm sorry about my finger being away. So underneath the 3, I'm going to write what 5 times 3 is. And there it is. 5 times 3 is 15. So I write it down just like I wrote down the 20, 5 times 4. Okay, now I'm done with the 5s, or the 50 part. I'm moving to the 2 part. I'm done with the 5s. At this point, make sure your board looks just like mine, okay? Because we want to have the same look so we can follow the same steps. So now I'm done with the 5. I just crossed that out to show I'm done. You don't need to do that. But you need to know this is the number I'm working with. 2. 2 times 4. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. So I write 8 down. There's nothing to put here because it's just one digit. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so now I'm done with 2 times 4. My next thought is 2 times 3. What's 2 times 3? That's right, it's 6. Stop. Look at your board. Why am I doing this? I'm sorry. Look at your board. Make sure it looks just like mine. We're done multiplying, but we still have work to do. Now we need to add up our row. Okay, so now I'm adding up my row. This is my row here. Notice that these are a row. There's only one number in this row. In this row, there are 2 numbers, 0 and 6. In this diagonal row, it's 2 and 5. And then again on top, I just have one number in that row. So when I say add your rows, I mean add them diagonally. So let's do that together. Well, the first row is 8 only, so that's going to leave me an 8. Okay, here's the problem. Let's set it up. What do I mean by set it up? I mean make your lattice window, because we need 4 windows, because I have 2 numbers times 2 numbers. That's 4 windows. Okay, so make a new window. I'm going to do that. You'll see mine in a minute. Okay, there's my window. Now I'm going to put my numbers where they go. And there's my board with the next step, dividing each of those squares in half. Okay, diagonally. Now I'm going to do my first math move, my first multiplication move. What am I going to multiply first? Which 2 numbers am I going to multiply first? You think about that for 3 seconds. Yep, 3 times 5 is what I do first. What is 3 times 5? 15. So write that in the box. Take this one step at a time. Don't worry right away if you don't know what 95 times 34 is. You know what 3 times 5 is. So that's what we're at now. Our next step, I just did 3 times 5, is 3 times 9. What's 3 times 9? 3 times 9 is 27. It always will be. There, I'm done with my 3's. I used my 3 times 5 and times 9. So now I'm going to go 4. 4 times 5 and then 4 times 9. Again, that's where 4 times 5 will go, and that's where 4 times 9 will go. Follow the steps. That's how you do it, step by step. 4 times 5 is 20. I put 20 right there. Next, what's 4 times 9? I think I know. 4 times 9 is 36. And there it is. Now, I'm actually done with the multiplication part. What I need to do now is add up each row. Remember, there's 4 rows. So let's just make sure we can identify those rows. That's row 1. It's 0 by itself. Adding 0 by itself, I think, is going to give me 0. Well, let's be sure in a minute. Next row would be this row. 6, 2, and 5. I add all that row up. The next row, I have a 1, a 7, and a 3. I add those 3 numbers up. And my last row right now is just the 2. Okay, let's start at the bottom. The row of 0. Well, 0 by itself is 0. Next row, 5, 2, and 6. Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. Whoops, I don't get to do that. I write the 3 down, but when I carry the 1 from this row, it has to go somewhere. Watch where it goes. It goes right in that next row up. That's not there. That's my 1. I carried my 1. It went from that row, the 13 in the tens place, the 1 goes there. Okay, this is kind of the tricky part. You got to carry your 1s just like you would when you're just adding numbers in columns. So now I have 1 and 1 in that little triangle. That's 2. 2 plus 7. Hey, that's 9. 9 plus 3, 10, 11, 12 is 12. So again, down here, no, my 12 doesn't go there. That 1 has to be carried into the next row. So my 2 stays. What's the next row? It's the 4th row by the 2. So the 2 was by itself, but now I have to add the 1. Okay, what's 1 plus 2? Well, it's 3. And there's my answer. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands place. So what is 95 times 34? It is 3,230. When you submit your work today, please show me your lattice. I know it's kind of a drag sometimes, but then I know you know how to do it. I can see your steps. I can see that you did it right. or if you make a mistake, I can kind of see what you did wrong. But don't just show me the answer, because you could do that on a calculator and be done in 2 seconds. I don't want that. I want to see your steps. So I'm going to give you 4 problems to do, and therefore I want to see the work for 4 problems. So take your screenshot. I'm sorry if it takes a lot of work to submit them all, but show me your steps. I want to know how you're doing on the process. There'll be another couple little extra assignments as well, but the big one I want you to show me is 4 double-digit multiplication problems using the lattice method and showing me your work, showing me your steps, just like this video did. Okay, good luck. Hang in there. Tomorrow we'll be using bigger numbers, so try to get a handle on this today. But bigger numbers are just more steps. They're not necessarily harder. So exhale now and don't worry about that today. I look forward to seeing your math. Thanks a lot. Thanks for all your hard work. I miss you guys so, so much.